Welcome to Change Your Mind Meditation. I want you to find a comfortable place to sit or lay down. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go of any tension and stress of the day. Take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, let your shoulders relax. Let your face relax. Let your hands relax. Take another deep breath in, breathing in calm, relaxation. And with your final exhale, let your mind go blank and let your body fully relax. Today, I would like to give you a Shiatsu massage. For a Shiatsu massage, I'll have you lay down on a mat on the floor, fully dressed in comfortable clothes. Sweatpants or leggings and a t-shirt are fine. With our deep breaths, I've centered my energy. And Shiatsu is a massage based on pressure points. It is very similar to acupuncture, using the same pressure points, but rather than needles, we use our thumbs, elbows, hands. When we exert pressure on these energy points, it helps to balance your energy. It unlocks energy that might be stuck and calms down energy that may be over exuberant in our bodies. It brings us back into balance and can be used to help treat medical and emotional issues under doctor's orders, of course. It can be relaxing, but we can also use a great deal of pressure. This pressure may sometimes be uncomfortable. What I would like to say is, with 1 being no pain and 10 being very uncomfortable pain. If I hit above an 8, I want you to let me know, and I should only stay at an 8 for a few seconds. Are you ready to begin? Are you comfortable? Okay. Then I'm going to sit down here beside you on the floor, and on your low back. Take some deep breaths and feel the warmth of my hand extending down into your back. I'm going to rock the base of your hips from side to side, keeping my hand on the same area, so it just rocks your hips side to side, all the way down to your toes. Now, I'm going to keep one hand on your sacrum, with my other hand on one shoulder blade, pressing gently down on the shoulder blade. working my way down the spine to the side of the spine. I'm not actually going to press on the spine, but using the heel of my hand to work on the side of your spine all the way down to the top of your hips. And now on the other side, using the heel of my hand from your shoulder all the way down the side of your spine, working my way down to the top of your hips. Firm pressure, but there should not be any pain. Now I'm going to place both my hands on either side of your spine, between your shoulder blades, and lean down using my body weight to the heels of my hand. As I press in, I want you to breathe out as I breathe out. A little bit lower down. Moving a little bit lower down. Breathe out with me. A little bit lower down your spine. Moving down to your low back. And again down. And finally at the top of your hips. Now leaving one hand on the top of your hip and placing the other on your back between your shoulder blade and your spine, leaning, stretching between my two hands. So it's a diagonal across your back. And now on the other side, in a diagonal across your back. And now placing one hand on your low back, the top of your hips, and the other hand right underneath your shoulder blades on your spine. Crossing my hands and using the heels of my hands to push gently, stretching out your low back. Not too much pressure as one hand is on the spine. Now I'm going to take your shoulder muscles, one in each hand, and make kneading movements with the thumb and finger to loosen them up. This is your trapezius muscle. It's a very large muscle that covers much of your back, and it can hold a lot of tension. How are you feeling? Good. Now I'm going to move up in front of your head and use my thumbs along the top of your shoulders, from the neck to the shoulder joint, pressing down towards your toes, gently as to not cause pain, but with enough pressure that you can feel the muscles relaxing. I'm going to move my thumbs down along the muscles on the top of your shoulder blade. There's a ridge that runs horizontally across your shoulder blade, and I'm just gently pressing on the muscles above this ridge. Now I'm going to use my thumb around your shoulder blade, all along the outside of your left shoulder, anchoring my left hand on your shoulder blade and using my right thumb to work all around the shoulder blade, pressing in for a few seconds, and then moving my thumb to the next point down. The pressure is firm, but since I'm only holding it for a few seconds, it's tolerable, and it allows the energy to release. And now switching sides and anchoring myself with my right hand, using my left thumb all around the shoulder blade, pressing in, holding for a few seconds, and then moving my hand all the way around. Is the pressure okay? Alright, good. Now I'm going to place your left hand on your low back so it pops your scapula up. I'm going to support your left shoulder with my left hand and use my right hand underneath your shoulder blade, working underneath on your rotator cuff muscles. Does that feel okay? It doesn't bother you? Okay, good. It's important to release those muscles. It can feel a bit uncomfortable though, so tell me if it hurts or makes you squeamish. Alright, I'm going to place that hand back down and place your right hand on your low back. Now, holding your shoulder with my right hand, I'm going to use my left hand underneath your shoulder blade, working those muscles, firm pressure, allowing your muscles to relax. Now I'm going to use my thumbs again, placing your right hand back on the mat, using my thumbs from top of your shoulders, but this time about 3 thumb widths from the midline, so a bit farther out on the spinal muscles. This is the bladder meridian, and it goes all the way down your back, down to your hips. Does that feel okay? Alright. Now we are going to do some work on your buttocks, if that is okay. Is that alright with you since you're fully clothed? Okay. Then I'm going to work down from the crest of your hip on either side, down on your sacrum, down to the point where your butt cheeks separate. Sorry, there's no good way to describe the butt that isn't just talking about the butt. So, I'm going to use I'm going to use my thumbs going down from your hip. Many people who say they have low back problems actually have sacrum problems and gluteus muscles problems. The gluteus is a huge muscle. It does an awful lot of work, and it can pull our back out of whack. And so sometimes when you reach down, notice when you think about your low back, is it above your hips or is it below your hips? And often it's below your hips, and that is a sacrum, and generally a sacrum and gluteus issue rather than a low back issue. It's very common. It's also how we get sciatica quite often. Those muscles can pinch nerves and cause an awful lot of pain. Now I'm going to use my elbows. I like to use my elbows when doing gluteus massage. Most of the time I think it's more comfortable for people to know it's my elbow rather than my hand. And there's a sensitive point right in the center of the gluteus muscles. It's about 2/3 the way down. Yeah. See, I told you it was sensitive. You can feel it when I hit it. And I'm going to press in 3 times. Tell me if it's too much. Just pushing in with my elbow. I have my elbow a little bit extended. It's not flexed as much as I can so that it's not as pointy. And sometimes having a wider area isn't as painful. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. Alright, is that the right point? You can feel that, right? Okay. Alright, I'm going to press in 3 times. It really is an important muscle to work. I often work this muscle myself by laying on a tennis ball, or I actually have a massage tool that's a wooden sphere with 4 legs that stick out, and they have little wooden balls at the end, and I will often use that underneath my glutes as I face upwards and just place it underneath and use the pressure of my own body to really dig into my glutes, because I have low back gluteus pain as well. Now I'm going to place the heel of both of my hands on either side of your glutes, more towards the hip, and I'm going to alternate the pressure in between one side and then the other, back and forth. Just pushing in towards your spine. You're doing okay? Alright, we're going to move on to your legs. I'm going to keep one hand on the top of your hips. I'm going to use my thumb all the way down the center of your leg. All the way down the back of your leg. And down your calf, not using a lot of pressure on the knee, just barely touching. And then squeezing your Achilles tendon and down the side of your foot to your little toe. Just pinching the side of your foot. More of a squeeze than a pinch. Now let me do your other leg. Okay. All the way down. All the way down. Squeezing your Achilles tendon. Squeezing all along the side of your foot to your little toe. And now taking your left leg and bending your knee and pushing it up towards your hip on a parallel to your hip, just so your leg is kind of cocked bent. And now I'm going to push your foot a little bit towards your glutes, and then use my palm on the side of your leg all the way down, pushing on the side of your leg, down your calf, And then pushing all the way down your foot, ending at your fourth toe. It's your gallbladder meridian. And then I'm going to use my thumbs and do the same thing. Goes all the way from your glutes, actually from almost the front of your hip, down the side of your leg, over your ankle, and the front of your foot, down to the end of your fourth toe. Okay, then I'm going to place that leg back down and bend your other knee, pushing your foot up towards your glutes, and using my hand all the way down the side of your leg, over the front of your foot with my thumb, and down to your fourth toe. And then again with my thumb all the way down side of your leg, across the top of your foot to your fourth toe. Now, I'm going to straighten your leg carefully, and I'm going to stand up and place my feet on top of your feet, just using my heels and the side of my foot. My toes are on the floor for balance. And then just using that pressure of my feet on your feet. Doesn't that feel good? It really does. Okay, now I'm going to have you roll over. And I want you to bend your knees towards your stomach. I'm going to put my hands on your calves right under your knees and just push towards your chest. I'm going to hold for 10 seconds. And release. Do that 2 more times, okay? Pressing in. And release. And one final time. Pressing in. Release. Okay. Now keep your knees bent. I'm going to swing your knees gently from side to side. And then in a large circle. So loosening up your hips. And then the other direction. Okay, and then I'm going to roll your knees all the way to the left. Pressing down to the floor, and then roll your knees all the way to the right. Down to the floor. Does that feel good? Okay. Now let's place your legs back down straight. And then I'm going to bend your left knee. And press that knee in and slowly rotate 3 times in each direction and the other direction. This increases your hip mobility. Going to place one hand on your stomach just to maintain the length and energy. Okay, place your leg back down. And now on the right hand side, my hand on your stomach. Rotate your leg first clockwise and then counterclockwise. Alright, does that feel good? Okay. Now again, I'm going to bend your knee, but this time I'm going to try to stretch it towards your opposite shoulder. Just take a deep breath and let yourself relax. This is a good stress for your gluteus muscles. And then I'm going to take that same leg and place it down with your knee pointing out to the side and your foot towards your opposite leg. And we're stretching the inner thigh, pressing slightly on your opposite hip bone so that it doesn't come up off the floor. And then I'm going to place that leg back down. Take your opposite leg, bend the knee, push it up towards your opposite shoulder, again with my hand on your stomach to maintain the length. If you ever are having sciatica pain, this is a good stretch to do to see if it may be a muscle in your buttocks that's pinching the nerve. So you'd pull your own knee in, take the knee with your opposite hand and pull it up towards your shoulder and across your body. I'm going to place that knee back down with your foot towards your opposite leg, pushing down on that opposite hip so that it doesn't come up off the floor, stretching your inner thigh. And now, starting right under your hip, I'm going to use my thumb down the front of your leg, outside of the kneecap, and then on the outside of your tibia muscle, your tibia bone, which is the bone in your calf. I'm going to press on the outside of that about an inch away from the bone, a little bit closer on the side of your leg, the outside, down to your foot, ending on the second toe. And then cradling that foot, I'm going to rotate the ankle clockwise and then counterclockwise. And then point your foot and then press your toes back towards your head. I'm going to work between the bones and the top of the foot, from the ankle to toes. And then rotate each toe clockwise, counterclockwise, working in between the bones, down to the toes, and then rotating each toe clockwise and counterclockwise. Has the pressure been okay so far? Are you feeling relaxed? Okay, not too painful? Alright, this should be very beneficial for you. I'm so glad you came in today. And now I'm going to press my favorite point on the foot, right underneath the ball of your foot, but pretty much right underneath your first toe, between your first toe and underneath your second toe. So it's the pad underneath your big toe, and the pads for the rest of your toes, there's sort of an indentation in between the two. So if you curl your toes, you'll see the indentation right under your second toe, little point in there, and you just want to press in. I'm going to press in with my thumb. And then I'm going to use my fist and just tap lightly all over the sole. that feel good? Okay, and I'm just going to brush your foot with my hand from the ankle to toe. And then I'm going to move to your other leg, using my thumb from underneath your hip, pressing down the center of your thigh, going to the outside of your knee. I'm not going to press on your knee. Then on the outside of your tibia bone, all the way down, across your foot to end at your second toe. And then placing your foot in my lap, I'm going to press in between the bone with my thumbs and then circle each of the toes clockwise and counterclockwise. Does that feel good? Okay. You're doing so well. My very first Shiatsu session that I received was at a student clinic, and the person receiving Shiatsu in the section next to me, because it was a student clinic, it was a large room that was separated by curtains, so we could all hear each other because there weren't walls in between, but we couldn't see each other. And the person next to me spent most of her sessions sobbing. Shiatsu can really be an emotional release when the energy starts moving through your body, especially if it's been blocked. It can really make people emotional, sometimes not knowing why. I don't believe she was sad. I don't think something had made her sad. I believe it was just the energy moving through her body that caused her to weep. There may have been some sadness in her past that it brought up, but for the most part, my experience has been it's just emotions. It's not tied to a specific event. It's not tied to anything that has happened even recently. It's just a strong emotional feeling that comes through your body, and it's perfectly acceptable to express that in a massage room. When receiving any kind of massage, you just want to let the massage therapist know if you would like some time alone, or if you would like the massage to stop. But for the most part, the massage can keep going as long as you feel comfortable. Now I'm going to press that point between your toes. Yeah, I mean, we live in a culture where sometimes we don't have a lot of contact with other human beings, and that caring physical contact of a massage therapist can sometimes release some feelings that we've been holding on to. That's okay. And most massage therapists are trained to know that can happen and are okay with it. So, don't be embarrassed. Alright, now I'm going to use a loose fist just along the soles of your feet. Okay, you feeling alright? Good. Okay, now I'm going to place your left knee underneath my right knee, and with my left hand on your stomach, again to keep the connection, I'm going to rotate your leg a little bit out so that your knee is closer to me and your foot is closer to your opposite leg. And now I'm going to use my thumb to work my way down the meridian that is slightly medial, so it's slightly inside your thigh. It's not all the way on the inside of your thigh, but it is more to the inside of your thigh, about 2 thumbs width down the inside of your thigh and on the inside of your tibia bone. If it's okay with you, I also like to use my elbows to work that area of the thigh. I think it's also a bit more comfortable for people rather than my hands. But I won't use too much pressure. And then using my thumb down your calf. And then using my fingers, the inside of your thigh, not too high up so you feel comfortable, and then down. Actually, it's the back of your calf, inside back of your calf with my thumbs down to the big toe. All the way down your kidney meridian. The inside of your calf. And then using my forearm all the way down the inside of your thigh, and my thumbs on the side of your calf. Does that feel okay? Alright, I'm going to place your leg back down and do the same thing on the other side. So bending your left leg, placing it on my left knee, and letting it rotate out a little bit, starting with my elbows, the inside of your thigh. Just a few seconds of pressure and then releasing and moving down. And then on the inside of your calf, onto your toe. Then again with my fingers, pressing in and releasing. And on the underside of your calf, all the way down to the inside of the big toe. And then using my forearm, just the side of my arm, to press along the inside of your thigh. And down with my thumb on the underside of your calf to the big toe. And now I'm going to place one hand over the other on your stomach, a little lower down than your stomach, right above your hips. It's actually your energy center, called your hara. And I'm going to rock you back and forth. So pushing with the heels of my hand and then pulling with my fingers. Just going slowly. It's a bit like kneading dough. Keeping my hands in the same place. I'm not rubbing back and forth. I'm rocking your body. Take some deep breaths. You can open your eyes if you'd like, or you can close your eyes, whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay, and then I'm going to keep my left hand on your stomach, and with my right hand, I'm going to work on your solar plexus right underneath your ribs with all 4 fingers from the center of your body, working clockwise around almost like it was a clock, using my 4 fingers on each number of the clock, working around your stomach, hitting your intestines all the way around, back up to the 12 o'clock. I feel okay? Alright. I'm going to use the side of my hand on your sternum, on your chest. So right in the middle, side of my hand working up on your sternum 3 times. And now placing my thumbs, the spaces between the ribs, at the base of the rib cage, proceeding up the rib cage, staying close to the sternum so that you're comfortable. And then working out of the collarbone until I hit the shoulder joint, and then moving down a thumb width. I feel okay? Now I'm going to raise your arm and place my hand on your shoulder, right in the front of your shoulder, while I hold your wrist up, and then press down on your shoulder. Keep moving your arm until it's over your head, and then turning it out to the side and all the way around. So basically doing a big circle with your arm, keeping my hand on your shoulder and pressing down gently. And now on the other side, pressing on your shoulder while I rotate your arms very slowly. So just up first, pressing on your shoulder, then over your head, then out to the side and rotating all the way around. And now placing your palms up, going to press all around the front of your wrist. There are several different pressure points around your wrist, and pressing underneath the base of your thumb and on your pinky finger. And again, same thing on the other hand, all around your wrist, underneath your thumb and on your pinky finger. Then taking your left arm, placing it over your head and on my left knee. I'm going to use my hand to press all along the inside of your arm, with the palm of my hand from the armpit across the arm, inside to the little finger. Okay, let me switch arms. I'll kneel on the other side, placing your arm up over my knee. So the elbow is over my knee, over my thigh. And pressing all along the inside of the arm from the armpit up, and ending with your little finger. And straightening your arm out, using my thumb all along the inside. And then again, all along your wrist and your hand. There are pressure points all over your hand, hitting those points. And then on your other arm, using my thumb all the way down the inside of your arm. And then on your hand. Hand massage is so relaxing. we're just going to end with a little bit of face massage. So I'm going to sit behind your head and use my 4 fingers right on your eyebrows and all along your eye socket, and going down the sides of your nose and out along the cheekbones, gently pressing around the lips and over the teeth, and then squeezing the lower jaw with the thumb and index finger from your chin all the way up to your ears. And when I reach your ears, squeezing all along the earlobes, rubbing in a circular motion all along the earlobes, all the way to the top and then all the way back down. Now, so final balancing. I'm going to move to place my hand again on your hara, down by your stomach, and then my thumb on the point in between your eyebrows, a little higher up, and that's your third eye point. And just holding and taking 3 deep breaths. Allowing my thumb to float off of your third eye. With my hand still on your hara, and removing my hand. Would you like a blanket? Okay. Take your time. Rest here. And I'll be ready and waiting for you when you're ready to get up. Okay. Take care. You can drift off to sleep or take this feeling of relaxation into the rest of your day. Thank you for taking this time today. Remember, meditation changes your mind.